Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about an old guy with new tricks. One day I may just ponder why in the world so many of these things start off in the kitchen, and then I might get me one of them fancy hats and a fancy apron and talk with the Swedish accent. If you know, you know. I digress. Anyway, while I was making some biscuits this morning, I started thinking back to how things have changed over the years, even with biscuits. It started off with me learning how to make biscuits with a rolling pin and some flour. But here in this house, we don't have any rolling pins because those rolling pins are dangerous to smart alecks that look a whole lot like me. We don't have those in this house. So then we started using the canned biscuits from the store, and then I'd follow the directions and put them on a pan, the baking sheet. But then I found out that if you grease up a cast iron skillet with a bunch of butter, and you can't use the temperature or the time from the tin, but you got to pay attention to them. But they turn out a whole lot better. So, what does that have to do with God or devotionals? You ask. That's a good question, and I'll get to that. See, if you think back to if we always do things the way we always did, that's not well, sometimes it's good, but we always have to remember the past. But there's always a new way to do things, and sometimes it's better. Let's think about sharing the gospel. 2,000 years ago, people would walk from door to door and share the gospel and share everything by word. Hey, that's not a bad idea to share it with your neighbors. But now we're relying on everybody to remember word for word what was said because back then they didn't have a lot of books. Well, nowadays we've got a lot more technology and advancements, including everybody knows how to read and everybody has access to Bibles, their own Bibles and their own technology to where they can actually watch or read things online. And unfortunately, there's also been an increase in ADD to where people don't remember as well as they used to. So do we really want to leave all the power of witnessing to folks that may or may not know where they put their keys or where they last set down their wallet or phone? I don't know. So anyway, that's our Bible verses today talk about how it's important to remember the past and revere it, but it's also good to embrace the future when we can. And I'll give a good personal example to that. When I first got saved, I was given a small handheld Bible. It had the New Testament and Psalms in it, but the writing was so small that I was so glad that I had very young eyes because boy, you needed them to read it. And that's what I carried all the way up until about 1988 or 1989. Boy, I'm old. That was when I got a Palm Pilot and was able to buy the Bible for the Palm Pilot. And from that point forward, I always carried at least three different Bibles with me anytime and anywhere I went. And even today, I leave the house. I never leave with less than three Bibles with me because technology allows me to do that. So while it is great for us to have, and remember and embrace the old technology or the old ways of doing things, that doesn't mean we throw the baby out with the bathwater. We shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Um, we should also embrace new technology where it makes sense, and it gives us the ability to learn more and to love God in new and different ways every day. Anyway, that's just a thought from a guy that's getting ready to go enjoy a cat head biscuit that's extra buttery. The Bible verses today are Matthew 13:36 through 51 and Acts 10:9 through 23. As far as questions go, how do you feel about traditions versus new stuff? We're kind of caught in the middle in this household, as you probably figured out. We absolutely love our traditional church, but we also embrace technology as well. God bless you. Have a great day.